Intel are creating technology that loves ideas, loves expanding your business, evolving your passions. We push what technology can do, so great ideas can happen right now. Find out how to bring your ideas to life at Dell.com. Welcome to Now.
It's WTMJ's Debbie Loziga for Comfort Awnings. You've heard me talk about the wonderful new retractable awning the team at Comfort Awnings installed at my home. Now I can have all the cookouts and get-togethers in my backyard with some extra shade and relaxation for my guests. Comfort Awnings is a local family-owned company in Burlington that provides expert installation in southeast Wisconsin and northern Illinois. Right now, you'll receive $250 off with the purchase of any awning or screen until April 14th. Call 414-AWNINGS or visit comfortawnings.com.
You just can't pass on Less's Glass. Find us at lessglassservice.com.
1-1, high fly ball, right field, going back is Churio, at the track, at the wall, he makes the catch, and this ball game is over.
The Crew finished their home opener series against the Twins, starting today at 11:35 on your home for the Brewers. News Radio 620, WTMJ, Milwaukee.
It's 11:01. I'm Greg Matzik. This is Wisconsin's Midday News for Wednesday, April 3rd. Your top story, day 2 of a winter weather mess.
I'm Jessica Ty. More funding coming to MPS.
A winter weather advisory in effect for Dodge, Fond du Lac, Washington, Waukesha, Sheboygan, Walworth, and Jefferson counties until 1 o'clock today. Chance of snow inland, rain-snow mix near the lake, 1 to 3 inches if you get west far enough with a high of 40. It'll continue through the overnight hours with a low of 35. It's 35 degrees in Milwaukee. At 11:01 from the WTMJ breaking newsroom, April showers not bringing May flowers, at least not yet, but more than 2 inches of rain in southeastern Wisconsin. Storm Team 4 meteorologist Brendan Johnson says the storm parked itself just east of Wisconsin, helping to up those precipitation totals.
The system overall is stalling. It is slowing down, parking over Lake Michigan. So that means we have lingering rain and snow chances into tomorrow as well. But here's the good news, 50s and 60s just days away.
Your complete WTMJ 5-day forecast is coming up.
Power is slowly being restored to We Energies customers as the messy spring weather continues. Right now, there are nearly 38,000 outages across the state. Most are in northeast Wisconsin. Fewer than 100 are still impacted here in southeastern Wisconsin. Meanwhile, there's an overflow alert for the Milwaukee Metro Sewerage District. Because of our heavy rains and snow, the Jones Island Water Reclamation Facility was at 100% capacity. MMSD asks that you limit water use to prevent the risk of basement backups and sewer overflows. That includes not washing dishes or doing laundry and taking shorter showers.
A boil water order issued for the town of Westport in Dane County after an accidental valve closing exposed the community's water supply to a potential E. coli contamination. Residents should not use untreated water for drinking, cooking, dishwashing, or personal hygiene needs. Water quality samples have been sent to a state lab for testing, which will determine when the boil water order should end.
The largest school referendum in our state's history passes.
The referendum will be paid out over 4 years and raise property taxes on a $200,000 Milwaukee home by $432. Milwaukee Public Schools Superintendent Dr. Keith Posley has told WTMJ the money will be used to maintain what they have, including music and art, library media specialists, and counselors. The referendum passing now stops 13% cuts at the school level and more than 25% cuts at the district office. Jessica Gatso, WTMJ News.
And a construction worker who was severely burned at Camp Randall Stadium in 2022 settles his case for $22 million. Jeremy Rose suffered burns on 70% of his body after an explosion while working on the stadium's south end zone renovation project. Rose's attorney says it happened when an employee of the project's general contractor lit a propane torch while Rose was applying flammable material to the floor of a mechanical room. The attorney argued the general contractor failed to follow safety standards by not obtaining a hot work permit before using the open flame torch. Time for news about your money, the WTMJ Annex Wealth Management Market Update. Kind of a rebound day here for the indices, with the Dow currently up about 24 points at 39,194. The Nasdaq up 47 points at 16,288. And the S&P 500 up about 12 points at 5,217. For sound financial advice from a fee-only fiduciary, it's Annex Wealth Management. Click on the Get Started button today.
Sports, traffic, and weather next. Saudi Unlimited WTMJ News Time is 11:04.
This report sponsored by the Freighter and the Medical College of Wisconsin Health Network.
Heart disease won't stop us. Diabetes won't slow us down. Allergies, high blood pressure, shoulder pain, cancer. Nothing will keep us from pushing Wisconsin ahead. Because with the Freighter and the Medical College of Wisconsin Health Network, forward progress is what we stand for. That means always pushing and always innovating. With new technologies and breakthrough treatments that make life better, whether we're sick or well. It means providing more convenience and more ways to receive medical excellence for all your health needs, for big and small. It means being there for you, our family, caring for yours. So let's keep raising the bar. Let's keep testing the limits of what medicine can do. Let's push ahead and make life here as great as it can be. Visit Freighter.com to find out how.
Welcome back to Ask Hasselus. I'm Weston. What's your question?
What makes Hasselus mattress different?
Aside from employee-free showrooms, free next-day delivery and haul-away, and way too low prices on Beautyrest, Sealy Posturepedic, and Serta Perfect Sleeper?
Yeah, besides that.
Well, Hasselus is locally owned.
You mean your franchise is locally owned?
We're not a franchise. Every showroom is owned and managed by the same family. So, when you shop at Hasselus, your money stays right here. And through Monday, our family wants to give you a $200 credit towards a new Beautyrest, Sealy Posturepedic, and Serta Perfect Sleeper just for shopping local.
Oh, that's so sweet.
Our 43 beds from the top 5 brands start at $393.
I like that.
Try and buy with no pushy sales guy.
I love that.
Free next day delivery too.
Thanks.
For what?
For being different.
Shop local and enjoy a $200 credit through Monday at Hasselus Mattress. Open 9 to 9. Find a no-hassle, employee-free showroom near you or shop online at Hasselus.com.
At Gruber Law Offices, our biggest priority is the care and service we provide to our clients. We know accidents can be overwhelming, and we're here to help every step of the way. Call now. One call, that's all.
Why are people saying Hugh yeah to Jackson Hewitt? Find out before it's too late. Hurry into Jackson Hewitt today.
I'm Brett Matschke, and you're due for service.
Richlands.
Time for a WTMJ sports update from the Gruber Law Offices. One call, that's all. Sports Desk. Brewers look to make it 5 in a row to begin the season, taking on the Twins today at American Family Field. Coverage gets underway at 11:35 on WTMJ. With 7 regular season games left to play, the Bucks hold a 1.5-game lead over the Cavaliers for second place in the Eastern Conference playoff race. But Doc Rivers' Bucks just 18-20 away from Fiserv Forum.
We're doing something wrong. As a coaching staff, we have to figure out what we need to do different as far as practices and training. As a travel staff, not talking players, we may have to do something different there too because something's missing.
The Bucks are in Memphis to face the Grizzlies tonight. Coverage gets underway following the 6 o'clock news.
Taking a look at the roads with your WTMJ Johnson & Sons Paving Time Saver traffic. Things are looking okay considering it is wet out there this morning. Kind of another just day of Mother Nature doing its thing, more like winter. We do have one problem spot, though. It's the typical problem spot at this time. It's I-43 southbound, Brown Deer Road to downtown. Due to the construction, we are seeing delays typically every day. Today, it's a 3-minute delay.
Traffic is brought to you by Rejuvenix, your non-surgical joint therapy experts.
Rejuvenix. Alleviate your pain. Rejuvenate your life.
Go to rejuvenix.com to request your appointment.
Winter weather advisory in effect for Dodge, Fond du Lac, Washington, Waukesha, Sheboygan, Walworth, and Jefferson counties. It expires at 1 o'clock today. Chance of snow further inland, a rain-snow mix closer to the lake, 1 to 3 inches if you're far enough west, a high of 40 degrees. Got a rain-snow mix in the forecast tonight, mostly cloudy and breezy with a low of 35, up to 42 tomorrow. Friday, mostly sunny and 44. It's 40 degrees in Milwaukee at 11:09.
Live from the Annex Wealth Management Studios in downtown Milwaukee, it's Wisconsin's Midday News, making stories come to life. Now, here are your hosts, Greg Matzek and Jessica Ty.
Well, hope you're able to dry out a little bit at least after the events yesterday leading up to opening day. Wow, what kind of a crazy weather day. I was looking at the snow totals this morning, Jessica. It was like 0.2 of an inch in Milwaukee and then 8 in Horicon.
Oh, wow. Yeah, here, I feel like anybody who went to the Brewers game yesterday, I feel like they have some damp socks in the hamper right now.
Right.
Still drying out a little bit.
And not a lot better today for a day game, but yes, thankful for the roof as the Brewers get their home schedule sorted out. We do have an early start here for Brewers, 11:35. That means we have a shortened show and a few big stories we are covering.
And now it's time for 3 Big Things on Wisconsin's Midday News.
Number 1, we are just minutes away from Milwaukee Public Schools talking about the big referendum that just passed. They're holding a press conference at 11:15. Milwaukee voters narrowly approved money for MPS. The final vote, 51% in favor, 49% against. This green lights a tax increase that will generate $252 million for the schools over the next 4 years. MPS says the money will be used to reduce class sizes and enhance offerings in art, music, phys ed, and foreign language, while also attracting and retaining top educators. Meanwhile, the MMAC is out with a statement calling for MPS to share a detailed, transparent, and bold plan to improve student outcomes, saying the status quo is, quote, unacceptable. MPS Foundation Executive Director Willie Jude was a guest right here in Wisconsin's Midday News last week.
I see these students. I see the parents. I see the principals. I see the teachers and tell them, you're not worth it. You're not worth our investment. You're not worth it. And I'm not willing to give up hope because I believe that they are.
Listen for updates on today's press conference during Wisconsin's afternoon news.
Well, Costco today launching a weight loss program that could include Ozempic and Wegovy. So Costco's partnered with a company called Sesame to bring specialized health care for weight loss to its members. Total cost here is $179. So when Costco members sign up for the weight loss program within the Sesame marketplace, they'll receive 3 months of clinical consultation and be able to select the clinician of their choosing. Also, nutritional guide recommendations will be guided to an individualized treatment program, but it's just another offering here from one of the giant retailers in the country.
Yeah, some people go to Costco to get those cheap hot dogs. Other people will now be going to get their weight loss drugs.
Right. I guess it is a bit of a contradiction, but nonetheless.
Yeah, I didn't even think about that, too, when I was saying that until I did. Yep, Costco has a little bit of everything. And number 3 today, if you're heading to the Brewers game this afternoon, plan on the traditional method of paying to park your vehicle.
We are going to revert to the old system of handheld scanners. When people come into the parking lots like they did last year, we will scan their prepaid ticket, or they can use a credit card to buy a ticket for the parking as the game. So we're not going to go to the new system just because we don't know for sure that it'll be ready. Our goal is to have this completely fixed and solved for the weekend, but until it's fixed and solved to our satisfaction, we will revert back to the system we used last year.
That's Brewers Chief President of Business Operations, Rick Schlesinger. The connectivity issues fans experienced at American Family Field yesterday were due to an interstate parking tech issue and not related to the Brewers or MLB ballpark app. But the bottom line is the Brewers had to deal with it.
Yeah, they did. It was just kind of spinning. It was like that circle of death on your phone,
yes,
just not
you never
connecting to anything. Some people were saying that it showed up as no event today. So they'll work through the bugs here, but back to the standard system for today's game, likely through the weekend as well. Then the Brewers have a little road trip and maybe some time to get it corrected. I think if it does what it's designed to do, it will be a great system.
Yes, it should be quick. It should be easy. It should help people get in the parking lots and just to their destination, whether it's into the ballpark or just to be in their spot for tailgating faster.
There's just no way to simulate 25,000 cars or whatever it is in the parking lots until you have 25,000 cars in the parking lot, right? With all those people. So they'll get through it. If you're on the way to the stadium today, expect a standard practice for your parking. It's 11:14 on WTMJ. A serious situation overseas. Israeli Defense Forces kills aid workers, and the United States is not happy. We'll get the latest after this.
When we're out in your town, come say hi to us as we broadcast live from the Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin mobile studio.
Anytime you hear us when we're out on the road, you can find us live from our brand new mobile studio.
Whether it be Summerfest, EAA, Opening Day, Air and Water Show, wherever we may be, you can see us on the radio, live from the Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin mobile studio. We are
Wisconsin's radio station.
Wisconsin's radio station.
We are Wisconsin's radio station.
We are Wisconsin's radio station.
WTMJ.
Hey, it's WTMJ's Greg Matzik. Want to tell you about all the great things that are happening at Potawatomi Casino Hotel. It's right in the heart of downtown Milwaukee. Have you been there? Have you been there recently? Maybe that's the better question. We did a lot of football shows during the football season at Rockin' Brews on the 4th floor, an entirely new space. It looks amazing. They've got incredible video signage up. It really is just a different place than you might remember if it's been a long time since you've been to Potawatomi Casino Hotel. And there's a table waiting for you. 12 bars, restaurants. You got a winning seat with 40 table games, 3,000 slot machines. Bingo is up and running, full-service sports betting, and an incredible sports book coming in May. So if you're looking to spark up something new and light up your senses, time to visit Potawatomi Casino Hotel, a smoke-free facility. Explore more at paysbig.com. That's right, it's paysbig.com. Learn about all that's new at Potawatomi Casino Hotel.
Doesn't it seem like you never have anything to wear? That's why I shop St. Vincent de Paul thrift stores. Whether it's a designer top, jeans, an adorable skirt, or cute accessories, I always seem to find something I like. And at prices I love. Gently used women's clothing and accessories for far less than you thought possible. At St. Vincent de Paul thrift stores on Highway 100 in Layton and Greenfield and 23rd and Lincoln in Milwaukee.
You're gonna love it, St. Vincent de Paul.
Making a move from the home you have loved and cherished for so many years can not only be a challenge for you, but can also be stressful for the entire family. This is Jean Nemovitz from Bruce's team. Let us help you start the conversation, so when the time is right, we can make the process simple and easy, just as we've done for thousands of families. Let us take you from overwhelmed to I can do this. Call 262-242-6177 or visit brucesteam.com.
Winter weather advisory is in effect for Dodge County, Fond du Lac, Washington, Waukesha, Sheboygan, Walworth, and Jefferson counties until 1 o'clock today. Chance of snow farther inland, 1 to 3 inches perhaps, a little less than that, more of a rain-snow mix if you're closer to the lake, and a high of 40 degrees. 35 your overnight low, kind of on repeat tomorrow with a high of 42, cloudy and windy. 40 degrees in Milwaukee at 11:17. So the White House is, quote, outraged after a strike by Israel Defense Forces killed 7 aid workers with the World Central Kitchen. They were on the ground in Gaza to provide relief to civilians. These are civilian humanitarian workers taken out by Israeli Defense Forces. President Biden upset. National Security Council spokesman John Kirby upset. Pope Francis renewing his hope for humanitarian aid to reach the people of Gaza and calling for a ceasefire. Not a great situation here. ABC's Perry Rossum joins us. Perry, this is likely violating the spirit of the agreement between the United States and Israeli Defense Forces, is it not?
Well, what's interesting to note today is that, National Security Council spokesman John Kirby says they have not found any incident yet that points to a violation of international humanitarian law by Israel in Gaza, but they are still pushing for Israel to do more with getting aid into Gaza, and at the same time backing Israel with the weapons there to help fight Hamas. One thing to note, too, is of those 7 aid workers, one of them is an American. So I just want to make sure that the listeners know that there is an American involved in the 7 casualties there.
And that's dual citizenship for that American, is that correct?
Correct, yeah. I believe it is Canada, but he does hold dual citizenship. I believe it is with Canada and the U.S.
What else do we know so far about the victims?
I mean, these are people who are going into harm's way in probably the worst situations that our minds can conceive of. I mean, I know that this kitchen that Chef Jose Andres has created, this World Central Kitchen, they go into these places that are decimated by war. They were in Ukraine. They go to these places. They'll probably be in Taiwan in the next couple of weeks, actually. I don't have anything confirmed on that. But wherever they do go, or they go to places where people need food and they need help. So these are individuals who are leaving their lives behind, going into harm's way to try and help out fellow humans.
Yeah, what do we do now? I mean, how do you help if the people trying to help are getting killed? How do we protect our aid workers?
That is the biggest question that I think everybody is trying to figure out. But you have the White House in this unbelievably complex enigma predicament that they're in, where they're trying to back Israel, trying to do what the U.S. has been doing for decades and decades under both Republicans and Democrats, and at the same time trying to help the people in Gaza who are just caught in the middle. Because remember, this war is against Hamas. It's Israel against Hamas, but you have people who live in Gaza who are victims in this situation, who are, dying trying to swim out into the ocean to get aid packages. They're being crushed by these aid packages that are being dropped from above. So the U.S. is trying to play this game from both sides. The White House is trying to play this game from both sides. And it's something that really is starting to affect Biden in the polling. We looked at the Democratic primary last night in Wisconsin, where Biden lost 8% of the vote to another protest vote for his handling of the Israel-Hamas war. They call it the uninstructed vote. It was the uncommitted vote in Michigan and in a few other states for their primaries, but he lost 47,000 votes. 47,000 people voted uninstructed in Wisconsin. And for some context in that, in 2020, Biden beat Trump by only 20,000 votes. I remember when we were talking about this 2 months ago, that this whole protest vote, they were thinking maybe, 10, 20,000 people would vote in Michigan. And I believe the number was a little bit north of 100,000. So this is really catching on, where Democratic primary voters are voicing their displeasure, voicing their concern to Biden. And the big question is, will this carry over into, the general election? Because these votes aren't going away. If anything, they're starting to pick up more steam as the story in Israel, the story in Gaza continues to go forward.
ABC's Perry Russin, we appreciate your time, Perry. Thank you.
Have a good one.
You too. It's 11:21 on WTMJ.
David Nason, host of the Fix-It Show, here with my friend Chris Mancuso, owner of Accurate Basement Repair. Chris, what are some signs of basement problems that need to be addressed?
Hey, David, that's a great question. I would say wall cracks, leaning walls, dark or maybe some discolored stains across the walls. Those are really important things to look at.
As a home inspector, I see this often. Don't wait to call the experts I recommend at Accurate Basement Repair today for your free assessment. They're not just good, they're accurate.
It's the Hounds and Tap in Menominee Falls for all of your doggy daycare, boarding, and grooming needs. The Hounds and Tap, that's right. It's an incredible facility right off Silver Spring. We take our dog Knight there, our greyhound, and he loves it. If we got a longer than expected work day and we don't think he can quite hold it throughout the day, the Hounds and Tap is there for us. 12,000 square feet. They have a great website and Facebook page, too. You can see all the pictures of happy dogs. They treat it like a daycare. You want to know how your dog is if it's ever out of your sight and somewhere else, right? Well, the Hounds and Tap has you covered there. It's fun, it's happy, it's clean. And if you don't want to bring your dog, well, you can do that too. You can just catch a beer and watch a game. They've got an incredible facility, inside, outside tavern. When the weather gets better, they'll have food trucks arriving regularly. Just a fun place to hang out, with or without your dog, right off Silver Spring in Menominee Falls. It's the Hounds and Tap. Check them out online at thehoundsandtap.com. where every day is a play day.
You can search for the biggest bat selection, but I'm here to save you time, because the best baseball and softball bat selection in the Midwest is right here at Burkhardt Sporting Goods. We stock just about every bat on the market from all the top manufacturers like Easton, DeMarini, Louisville Slugger, Marucci, and more, and sell them all at the guaranteed lowest prices. So get in here and try a few out in our indoor batting cages. There's no need to look any further, because when it comes to bats, if you want it, we got it at Burkhardt Sporting Goods.
You can't beat Burkhardt.
When you run a team, you want great uniforms, and you know selling spiritware is vital. That's why Burkhardt Sporting Goods will create a free custom website for you to sell your families and players the coolest spiritware from Nike and Under Armour, as well as the basics, while helping you fundraise at the same time. We take the hassle out of coordinating your team's apparel and make shopping and buying easy. So when you need awesome spiritwear and uniforms for your organization, you can't beat Burkhardt.
You can't beat Burkhardt.
Wisconsin's Midday News on 620 WTMJ.
Greg Mansick and Jessica Ty wrapping up a shortened edition here of Wisconsin's Midday News. Back to a full show tomorrow. So Brewers baseball coming up in about 10 minutes. We had a great time at the ballpark yesterday, and it was so fun to connect with fans again. It really is such a unifying thing, opening day. So many fun moments with Brewers fans yesterday, and also celebrating a win.
Yes, celebrating a win. Here we go. I mean, how many wins do you think we can get in a row?
Exactly, right? You got to get to, 13 for free burgers here from Welb's, or 12 in a row?
We're not quite there, but I feel like we're feeling it. The
there's
home
some room.
opener, The home opener, it feels like a holiday here in Milwaukee, doesn't it? For a lot of people, it is.
It definitely does. So I don't know if you saw this yesterday. So they had the sausage race.
This is great.
And it's an American League team. But, yes, the Twins have been here before. They know the drill with the sausage race. And one of their outfielders was almost taken out by the bratwurst.
Now the first sausage race of the year. Look out, Byron! The bratwurst almost took out the center fielder.
And then they do the TV slow-mo thing, right? Where he's got to jump.
It was close,
Jumps
though.
out of the way.
I mean, his teammate, quick reflexes.
Exactly. So, and good on the Brat for not knocking over Buxton or even really making much contact with him. You can't see left or right out of those things. Are you kidding me?
Well,
it's tunnel vision, straight ahead.
Here's the thing. I watched the video a couple times last night, and you just have to watch it because he's so close to being taken out. And a lot of people were talking about that, but a man who I worked with years and years ago in the Quad Cities, he at one point was one of the racing sausages. So he always has an interesting take on this. So I went to his ex to see if he was talking about it all, and sure enough, he was. He's like, "Hi guys, former sausage racer here." And the issue here is on Buxton because he said, as a sausage, you have no peripheral vision in these costumes, none. And between that and the crowd noise, you definitely aren't going to see a player coming out of the dugout right after the start of the race.
Right.
So, and you know what? If you get in the sausage's mind, which sounds very strange, you can understand that, right? And I love it too because then people are just asking. It's such kind of a fun talker, right? If you were racing sausage, some people were wondering how badly they smell inside.
Yeah, right.
He responded very badly.
They do. Well, the other big thing yesterday, and I'd wondered who would get the biggest ovation when the Brewers were introduced, and there was a rousing ovation for Pat Murphy. I also noticed elevated cheers for Jackson Chourio and Rhys Hoskins, who got into it with the Mets in the opening series. But it wasn't until during the game that I think the loudest ovation was heard, and that was for Bob Uecker when he was shown on the Jumbotron.
Very nice gesture by all the fans who are in the ballpark here today. A very warm round of applause.
For you.
Swinging a liner, base hit to left. Oh, it was very nice.
Unexpected. We were sitting here talking and all of a sudden heard a bunch of people cheering and then looked up and you were on the screen.
Where were they when I played?
Just amazing to have him behind the mic. But that was the loudest ovation I heard in the ballpark yesterday. That includes Yelich's home run. This was louder, the cheer and ovation for Bob Uecker.
This was a really special moment. And I mean, think about it. Bob Uecker, Mr. Baseball, he is 90 years old now. And yesterday he entered his 54th season as a broadcaster for his hometown team, calling Brewers games right here on 620 WTMJ.
Yeah. Amazing. Absolutely amazing. So a great day at the ballpark. The homestand continues through the weekend. They'll have a day off tomorrow. The Mariners come into town. All sorts of giveaways as well. I think the Giannis jersey, the basketball jersey is going to be given away on Saturday.
Very popular.
So, yeah, a couple American League teams visiting American Family Field here for the first homestand. We'll get you to Brewers baseball coming up in just a few minutes. We'll have some headlines for you leading up to ball game. 11:35, our network coverage begins.
Don't let the term discount real estate agent throw you. All it means is that we'll give you the same experience, expertise, and know-how as the big-name real estate firms, but we'll do it for less. And when you weigh 6% commission against as low as 3.5% and no higher than 3